Question 7 then. So this is coordinate geometry. So we need to write down the coordinates of the point where this line meets the axis. Now we know that the linear line has the equation y equals mx plus b. And we know that this b section is the value where it crosses the y-axis. And therefore we can see on this question, it crosses the y-axis at 3. And the 3 is the y value. And we know that the x value is 0 on the y-axis. And then we need to write down the gradient of the same equation. So with the gradient we know is the m value, it's the coefficient of x, so the number in front of x. And therefore of this one it's minus 2. So the gradient there is minus 2. And the part B, we need to find the second part of this coordinate. So this equation goes through x is minus 2. If we're trying to find the y coordinate, essentially we're saying that it goes through this coordinate. So if I substitute the x value there into x and the y value into y, then that will help me find the missing coordinate. So x is minus 2 plus y is equal to 6. And therefore if I add 2 to both sides, I find that that y coordinate is 8. So the y coordinate there is 8. Then I need to find the equation of a straight line, and it passes through the points 3 and minus 1. So 3 minus 1 and 12, 5. So again, we know that the straight line has this equation, the y equals mx plus b. So find the equation. We need to know the gradient, the m value, and we're going to need to know the b value. So first of all, finding the gradient between these 2 points is the rise over run. So the rise there is, if I use this as my first coordinate and this as my second coordinate, is 5 minus 1. So that's 6 in total. And then 12 minus 3, which gives me 9. So the gradient there is 2/3 once I simplify it. And then I need to find my b value. So we know that the equation is y equals 2/3 of x plus b. If I'm trying to find the b value, then I can substitute in, similar to what we did here really, I can substitute in either this coordinate or this coordinate. And then I can put that into my x and y, and that will help me to find b. So for this one, I'm going to take this coordinate here, 3 minus 1. So minus 1 is the y value, and 3 is the x value. So minus 1 is equal to 2 plus b. And therefore we can see that b is going to be minus 3 if I subtract the 2 from both sides. So b is minus 3, and you could also use your n-solve on your calculator for that. And therefore my final answer is that y is equal to 2/3 of x minus 3. 2/3 of x minus 3. And then the last question, the line passes through the points 3, 4, and it's perpendicular to this equation here. We need to find the line. So first of all, we need to find what the gradient of this original line here is. So we're going to have to rearrange it and make it y equals, so 5 over 2x plus 3. So I've divided this, this, and this by 2. So now I know that the gradient of this is 5 over 2, and we want the perpendicular line. So the perpendicular gradient of 5 over 2 is going to be minus 2 over 5. So we flip it upside down or find the reciprocal, and we swap the positive and the negative. So it's minus 2/5. And that tells us that we have y is equal to minus 2/5 x plus b. And similar to the question above, we're going to substitute this equation or this point in to my x and my y value to help us to find b. So y is 4 and x is 3. And I could just type that straight into my GDC and do n-solve. That would be fine. so just n solve is okay. And b gives me 26 over 5. And therefore my final equation there is going to be the minus 2/5 of x plus the 26 over 5 that we got for b.